Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Intimacy is more than just physical. It's about building connection, trust and understanding. Unlocking the hidden language of touch can bring you closer than ever to the woman in your life. This guide dives into the psychology behind intimacy and reveals 4 key places she desires your touch, each holding the power to spark passion, deepen emotional bonds, and create unforgettable moments together to enhance your connection and understand her needs like never before. Let's explore these surprising insights into female psychology overview. Truly want you to touch where and how. Let me tell you, it's not as complicated as it seems, but it's much deeper than most men think. Imagine a woman's body like an ancient map full of secrets. There are common routes, the ones everyone knows and follows, but there are also hidden paths, unexpected places that, when discovered, open the door to a much deeper and more personal pleasure. It's like finding a hidden treasure, and of course that treasure doesn't just transform you, it deepens the connection you share with her. Because let me tell you something. True, pleasure isn't just in the obvious moves, but in how you make her feel. When you discover those little details, we're going to talk about the areas women really want you to explore but rarely mention. And I promise once you put this into practice, you'll see a transformation. It's not about doing it out of habit, but doing it with intention, with care, with subtlety, and most of all, with knowledge. My name is Celia, and if it's your first time here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Let's get started. Number 1, the power that unleashes connection and desire. Here's a truth that might surprise you. Eye contact, done right, can be just as electrifying as any touch have you ever felt. Like a simple glance could melt any barrier. Well, that's one of the most powerful tools to ignite deep desire in her. And if you know how to use it well, everything else will be much easier. The trick lies in the intensity and the timing. It's not about staring at her. Corral, that would be a little weird, but using those looks at key moments, when words are unnecessary and only body language matters. Imagine eye contact as an electric current flowing between the eye contact. 2 of you creating a spark that can ignite the moment. In those few seconds when your eyes meet her. What you're communicating is far stronger than anything words could say. But here's the interesting part. It's not just about what you see, but how you look at her. Try maintaining eye contact during those moments, when the silence becomes more intense, when your bodies are closer. It's a moment where both of you might feel more vulnerable, but it's precisely in that vulnerability where true connection is born. In those instances, a look can convey everything you both feel without a single word. And you know what's even better? Eye contact doesn't just generate desire, fire. It's also a signal of trust. When she looks at you and realizes that you're fully present, that you're truly, everything changes. Seeing her, everything changes. It's like opening a door to a deeper intimacy, one that goes far beyond the physical. Plus, it's scientifically proven that looking directly at someone can increase the release of oxytocin, the so-called love hormone, which strengthens the emotional bond between you. So next time you're in an intimate moment, don't look away. Look at her with the intent of telling her without words that you're there for her, that her pleasure matters just as much, the magic of touch, as yours. That simple gesture can completely transform the experience, taking it to a level where trust and desire blend to create an unforgettable connection. Number 2, the magic of touching. Not so obvious areas. If you think it all comes down to the most obvious spots, you're missing a huge part of the game. There are places on a woman's body that, when touched with intent, can provoke a more intense reaction than anything else. This is where the magic of those not so obvious areas comes in. And once you discover them, you'll notice how her body starts to respond in a completely different way. Picture this. A simple graze on the small of her back, a gentle stroke on the nape of her neck, or even light pressure on the inside of her wrists, surprised. Well, yes, these are strategic points that when touched subtly but firmly like and ignite deep desire. It's not just about touching for the sake of it, but about turning every touch into a message, as if each movement is a word she can feel. The area behind her knees, her neck, shoulders, or even the earlobe, or places with special sensitivity, touching those points while maintaining rhythm and closeness, creates an explosive combination. If you want her to feel something different, I suggest you experiment with pressure and softness. Sometimes a light touch can be just as powerful as any more direct gesture. Here's the trick. When you touch these seemingly harmless spots, what you're really doing is awakening her entire body. The nerve endings in these areas are connected to her pleasure system, which means if you do it right, you'll be triggering a chain reaction. And it's not just about the physical sensation. You're also showing her that you care about exploring and discovering what truly makes her feel special. A key tip, the hair playing with her hair, gently running your fingers through it, is something many women find both relaxing and, intimate, a simple gesture. Like gliding your fingers through her hair can create an emotional connection that goes far beyond the physical. So next time you're close to her, forget about the obvious spots for a moment and try exploring those lesser-known areas. Start slow, watch her reaction, and when you notice her body responding, follow that path. I promise you, she won't forget it. Number 3, the art of what you say and how you say it. Now, we're entering sensitive territory because while touch and physical contact are crucial, what you say and how you say it can make a world of difference. The ear is an erogenous zone. Many men, the ear underestimate. But trust me, the right words at the right moment can awaken sensation. You never imagine the key lies in tone and intent. It's not just about saying anything, but choosing words that you know will have an emotional impact. Whispering something in her ear while you're together can completely shift the atmosphere. The sound of your low voice close to her ear can send shivers down her spine and quicken her breath. But remember, what you say is just as important as how you say it. You can remind her how beautiful she is what you love about her, or how much you're enjoying the moment, all coming from a place of authenticity. It's not just about compliments, though. Sometimes talking about what's coming next. Building anticipation with your words is a powerful tool. Anticipation is desire's best friend. A few suggestive lines can get her mind excited long before any physical touch happens. It's like creating a movie in her head, and each word you say is a key scene. Bonus. Tip. Vary the pace of your voice as you speak. Sometimes soft, almost like a whisper, and other times with a more firm tone. Without losing that intimate touch, this variation keeps her engaged, wakes up her bonus tip senses, and strengthens the connection. You're building? You can. Even pair your words with a touch on her neck or the small of her back so the words have a physical impact. 2 ifs. If you've ever heard the phrase, words can disarm, this is the moment to make that a reality. Often what lingers most in her memory isn't the grand gestures, but those quiet whispers that make her feel unique, appreciated, and desired. So the next time you get the chance, remember, your voice, when used well, can be one of the most powerful tools to spark desire. Subscribe if you're enjoying the video so far and learning something new. Don't forget to subscribe and give this content a thumbs up. I recommend sticking around until the end, because the best part is still to come for those truly committed to improving their intimate life. I've got a bonus zone you won't see coming, and if you apply it, it could make all the difference. Let's keep going. Number 4, light touches that speak louder than words. Let's talk about your hands, your most powerful allies in intimacy. Your hands, but don't get it wrong. It's not just about touching, it's how you touch. That makes all the difference. Your hands can be the perfect tool to communicate desire, tenderness, and a deep connection. If you know how to use them well, this isn't about force or speed, but precision, softness, and above all, intention. Imagine each touch as a brush stroke on a canvas, with her body as the masterpiece you're creating. When used with subtlety and attention, your hands can convey so much more than a simple physical gesture, a zez on her back, a soft stroke on her abdomen, or the inside of her thighs. And you'll see how her body begins to respond in ways you might not have expected. What makes these touches special is the variety. Don't stick to the basics. Experiment with different pressures, speeds, and even temperatures. Something as simple as sliding your fingertips gently across her skin or a firmer touch on the small of her back can generate a more intense reaction than you think. And what if you add a little anticipation before going straight for the more obvious areas? Spend a few minutes exploring her body with light, seemingly harmless touches. You'll be surprised how these subtle gestures can awaken far more than you imagined. And here's a foolproof trick. Hands on the neck, a gentle caress behind her neck, or a touch on her collarbone can send shivers down her spine and create an immediate emotional connection. Don't underestimate the power of these small gestures, which when done right can elevate the experience to another level. Remember, it's not just what you do, but how you do it. The combination of light touches, unexpected caresses, and that mix of softness and firmness at the right moment can turn a simple touch into a clear message of desire and attention. Every movement of your hand should, hands on the neck, convey that you're fully present, enjoying the moment, and most importantly, focused on her. The next time you're together, forget about rushing. Take the time to explore with your hands and notice how her body reacts. A well-executed caress can be more powerful than any grand gesture, and if you tune into her responses, the experience becomes far more intense for both of you. Number 5, the true power behind pleasure. For those of you who stuck around until the end, let me tell you something. You're my kind of person. I love seeing people committed to improving, not just for the sake of pleasure, but for the wisdom, for truly understanding the connection you have with your partner. And as a reward, I want to reveal a zone that, while not always thought of as ow, is the most powerful of all the brain. Yes, the brain is the largest and most potent physical organ we have. It's responsible for processing every sensation, every touch, every word, the brain you exchange with her. And here's the key. You can be amazing with your hands, know all the techniques in the world, but if you don't connect emotionally, if you don't excite her mind as much as her body, you're missing an essential part of the experience. Think about it. Desire, pleasure, and satisfaction all begin in the mind. The brain is what decides which stimuli are pleasurable, what fantasies excite her, what makes her want more. So the real magic lies in how you engage her mind throughout the process. It's not just about touching her body, but also her image, her emotions. How can you put this into practice? It's simple. Don't underestimate the power of an intimate conversation before the action even begins. Talk about what she likes, what excites her, but also listen to her, ask her about her fantasies. Create a space where she feels free to express herself without judgment. This not only strengthens trust, but also lets her mind slip into that state of arousal, where everything that follows becomes much mental, games more intense. Mental games are an excellent way to keep her brain involved. You can start with suggestive words during foreplay, or even early send her a message when she least expects it. A subtle comment hinting at what's to come later. Trust me, anticipation is one of the best tools to spark desire. Carl Jung once said, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens." We're talking about that internal part that awakens true pleasure. The emotional and psychological connection is what transforms the physical experience into something unforgettable. And this isn't about complicated techniques, but simply about being present and knowing your partner on a deeper level. Also, don't forget that the brain responds to visual and auditory stimulation to create the right atmosphere play, with soft lighting music that relaxes or inspires you both. These are details that activate the senses in a different way. You're not bonus, just stimulating her body, you're engaging her mind. And that, together, can elevate the experience to a completely new level. So, here's your bonus. A little reminder, don't underestimate the power of the mind in pleasure. A solid mental and emotional connection is what will make everything else have much more meaning and depth, because in the end, the greatest aphrodisia is how you make her feel, not just what you touch to closeth. I want us to reflect on everything we've discussed today. Intimate connection isn't just about the physical, it's so much more than that. It's about understanding that every touch, every gesture, and every word impacts the relationship you're building. Pleasure isn't just the result of the right technique, but of the emotional and mental connection you establish with your partner. And that's a process that, in conclusion, understanding and connecting with your partner on a deeper level involves more than just physical touch. It requires emotional sensitivity, communication, and respect. The 4 areas she desires to be touched during moments of intimacy symbolize not only physical connection, but also trust, affection, and emotional closeness by paying attention to her cues and understanding what makes her feel cherished. You can strengthen your bond and foster a more fulfilling relationship. Intimacy isn't just about knowing where to touch, it's about showing that you care, listen, and value her feelings.